Hello, I'm Vivek Pattani. Please subscribe my channel and also download the Science EduTech app for study materials, as well as we also provide the coaching services as well. So please download the Science EduTech app from the Google Play Store and subscribe my channel. Now continuing with the lectures from 11th Standard Biology. Now moving forward with the next topic, which is basically taxonomical aids. So taxonomic studies of different species of plants and animals and as well as various other organisms are basically useful in the various industries, agriculture, forestry, and also help us to know better our bioresources and their diversity as well. So these studies would require correct classification and identification of organisms. The identification of organism basically requires intensive laboratory and field studies. The collection of actual specimens of plants and animals is essential and is the prime source for the taxonomic studies. They are also fundamental to studies and essential for training in the case of systematics also. It is used for classification of an organism, and the information gathered is also stored along with the other specimens as well. So in some cases, specimens are preserved for future studies also. So basically, biologists have established a certain procedures and techniques to store and preserve information as well as the specimens, of which some of them will be discussed now, of which the first one is herbarium, second one is botanical gardens, next museums and zoological parks. So starting with the first one, the herbarium. Herbarium is basically a storehouse of plant specimens collected from different localities, and these specimens are basically pressed, dried and mounted on appropriate sheets and arranged according to some known systems of classification and kept in a proper wooden or steel cupboards. Herbaria are generally associated with botanical gardens and education or with the research organizations. In herbaria, the specimens are preserved in a specific manner, which basically includes the collection, pressing, drying, poisoning, mounting, labeling, and the arrangement according to some of the accepted methods of the classification. So basically, the herbarium sheets also carry a label providing the information about date and collection, place of collection, English, local and botanical names, family, collector's name, etc. And it also serves, herbaria also serves as a quick reference systems in the case of taxonomical studies as well. Now here are some of the photographs of the herbaria, cupboard where herbaria can be stored, and these are the three different herbaria. And first of all, the plant are collected during the field study is spread properly between the sheets of the blotting paper, pressed and dried. The specific preservative chemicals for the preservation are sprayed on it, and this process is called poisoning. And then the specimen is mounted on a definite size of thick sheet called a herbarium sheet, and for maintenance of the position of the specimen, it is either stitched or by using the adhesive step it is fixed. A label occurs on the lower side of the sheet which shows the scientific name of the plant and its family, its popular name of the author, as well as the location of its collection, date of collection, and various other relevant informations which are needed. And then the sheet is given a reference number, and finally it is stored in a proper position and sequence in the cupboard, and from time to time treatments with further treatments are given in order for protection of this herbarium sheets. And the herbarium specimen okay, are given protection against humidity, fungus, and insects. Okay, so that's what a herbarium. How can we develop a herbarium? Okay, and next one, what are the basic functions? So it basically provides necessary information for verifying and identifying the newly collected plant specimens. Okay, it helps us. It provides research facilities to students of taxonomy research. It also provides a complete idea of vegetation and the place of the origin of plants also, because as we are going to note the collection, okay, location basically of the plant also, its ecological and economical and ethnobotanical data can be also obtained from it, and also provides the key for the preparation of modern systems of classifications. So here are some of the examples of the herbariums, okay, such as Museum of Natural History in Paris. In India, I have given examples of three: Central National Herbarium, Kolkata; Herbarium of Forest Research Institute, Dehradun; Herbarium, Department of Botany, MSc University, Vadodara. Next, which basically covers is the botanical gardens. The botanical garden means basically scientifically planned collection of trees, shrubs, herbs, and climbers and other living plants from different parts of the globe. And they are different from public parks and gardens. And the plant species in these gardens are grown for the identification purposes. So basically, these gardens have collections of living plants for their references. The plant species, as I discussed, are used for the identification purposes, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical or scientific name as well as its family. And there are few examples of popular botanical gardens are there in England, Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah, as well as National Botanical Institute in Lucknow. And various kinds of plants having the medicinal or economical importance as well as the rare plants are also cultivated and maintained in the botanical gardens. And plants from other regions are grown in the gardens by creating a suitable environment for them also. And for this purpose, the greenhouses, cactus houses, for example, Phameris, Orchidium, glass houses, even the conservatory and artificial ponds are also developed. Now, yeah, let's discuss some of the importance of the botanical gardens. The first one is the aesthetic appeal. Is the aesthetic appeal. The botanical gardens have aesthetic appeal and attract a large number of visitors or for the observation of plant diversity and some of the curious plants also. And for example, great banyan tree in the Indian Botanical Garden at Sebipur, Kolkata. Next one, material for botanical research. Botanical gardens generally have a wide range of species growing together and offer ready material for botanical research, which can go a long way in understanding the taxonomic affinities. Next one, on-site teaching. The collection of plant is often displayed according to families or genera, habitats, and can be used for the self-instruction of or for the demonstration purposes. Also, integrated research projects. The botanical gardens with rich living plants can support broad-based research project which can integrate the information from diverse fields such as anatomy, embryology, phytochemistry, cytology, physiology, as well as the ecology. Next basically deals with the conservation. Okay, the botanical gardens are now gaining increasing importance for their role in conserving the rare and endangered species as well. Okay, next one, herbarium. The several major botanical gardens of the world have herbaria and libraries as well as an integrated part of their facilities and offer taxonomic materials for the research at a particular single place. Next one is the public service. Botanical gardens provides information to the general public on the identification of exotic or native species as well. The staff of Botanical Gardens gives understanding of landscape gardening, horticulture operations, and other allied disciplines also. And as well as it also helps in the production of new species, where new varieties are developed through grafting or tissue culture, cloning, and hybridization in the Botanical Gardens. The last one, which is basically a germplasm bank. The seed bank can be developed through Botanical Garden, and the gene bank can be help us to store new and improved varieties of fruits, vegetables, flowers, etc. And all of this above, such gardens aid to the scenic beauty of the region. They also play an important role in the study of botany, the conservation of natural resources, also an important role in the maintenance of the environment. Here are some of the examples of the botanical gardens. Okay, please have a look. World Botanical Garden, New York Botanical Garden, Indian Botanical Garden, Lloyd's Botanical Garden वगैरह as well. Okay, here are some of the examples. So there are thousands of botanical gardens. Okay, and of which 800 imported gardens have been documented in International Association of Botanical Gardens. Okay, next one is basically a museum. Next one is basically a museum. Museums are generally set up in education institutes such as schools and colleges. The biological museums are generally set up according to the needs of the particular areas. The plant, animal, and the fossil specimens are collected in the museum for the study and reference purposes, and the museums often have a collections of skeletons of humans and other animals too. The zoological museum has separate galleries for mammals, birds, lower vertebrates, invertebrates, separate room for index collections, skeleton gallery, ethnology gallery, library, as well as laboratories. So specimens are basically preserved in containers or jars in preservative solutions. And plants and animal specimens also have been preserved as dry and are arranged according to some of the accepted methods of the classification. Dead bodies of large animals like birds and mammals are stuffed by removing various and putting a mixture of cotton and dried powder of plants and preservatives in the body to keep their natural appearances for a longer periods. And insects are preserved in insect boxes after collecting and killing and putting on the plants. Okay, that's how museum works. Some of the examples are the museums are Natural History Museum at Mumbai. Okay, next one, zoological parks. The zoological parks basically means an institution where various kinds of living animals are conserved and exhibited in the captivity. And these are the places where wild animals are kept in protected environments under the human care, and which enable us to learn about their food habitats and behavior. So basically the zoological parks in India are also sometimes referred to as zoological gardens, and all animals in the zoos are provided as far as possible the conditions are similar to their natural environments. And as you know, children's basically love to visit this type of zoological parks or gardens. There are four main objectives, okay, of the zoological parks. First one is conservation, second one is education, the third one is research and recreation. Let me discuss some of them. The conservation, uh, it basically involves in programs which assess the survival of wild population of animals, and this is often done in partnerships with other organizations. Next, basically, which involves the education, it helps us to increase the level of awareness, knowledge, and understanding of the visitors about the animals and the environment and conservation, and also motivates the behavioral change which will help the environment. Next one, research. To conduct and facilitate research on animals both in captivity and in the wild, a particular emphasis on threatened species is made. The next one is the recreation. Its main aim is to provide the enjoyment and enrichment for visitors through close contact with the living things. At last, some of the main other points also: ex situ conservation and propagation of fauna. It's to initiate the captive breeding program for endangered species in initial period and following the rehabilitation of this species in the wild as per need in accordance with the protocol. And zoological parks runs as a center for providing the information to conserve wildlife as well. It also enhances the public awareness of wildlife with the help of public support from different sections of the society as well. So it basically provides an opportunity to study the fauna in the scientific manner in which the information are given regarding the animal behavior, adaptation, nutrition, evolution, and ecology, etc., as well as the scientific management and the conservation of the wildlife. And it also provides the information regarding the healthcare and rehabilitation for the rescued animals, and it inculcates the love and affection and creates awareness among the people about the wildlife as well. And it also promotes ecotourism for employment and the sustainable life as well. That's all for the lecture, and please download the Science EduTech app. Please download the Science EduTech app from the Google Play Store. Link is given in the description as well. And thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe my channel and to check out other videos of the biology and microbiology from biotechnology and various other subjects as well. Thank you.